If you could ask your diary the question, who is this person? What would it say? If you think your diary, organiser or planner is just another way of organising your time and priorities, think again. As well as being a digest of information about dates, places and people, your diary is communicating a lot about yourself as well as the way you work. More than that, if you have a shared diary, it's sending messages to other people, those who view it, access it and add to it. So here are 3 areas you may want to speak to your diary about. The first is how you see time, not what you do with your time, but how you see time. Have a look at recurring entries in your diary and see the frequency over which they appear. What's your normal thinking time frame? Is it weeks, fortnights, months or something longer? The question to explore here is the balance in your working life between the certainties of routine and the uncertainties of risk. Clearly, you'll have entries driven by external factors, but what's really interesting are those entries over which you have much more control and where you can take the initiative. If your repeat entries tend to be over longer timescales, what does that say about how you feel about the disciplines of routine? And if they reappear over shorter periods, what does that say about how comfortable you are with handling uncertainty? Have a look at the repeat entries in your diary and ask it the question, Dear Diary, what's this saying about me? A second area to look out for is the kind of activities you're spending your time on, not the specific activities themselves, but the kind of activities. The question to explore with your diary here is around your focus, what you're drawn to and what you tend to shy away from. In terms of your job, what's the balance of time that you invest in the following? The maintenance of routine tasks, checking regular progress towards goals, time spent responding to and resolving problems, and your investment in people. People investment can include developing and sustaining working relationships, making new friends and alliances, and developing your direct reports. Whilst the chances are you need to spend time on all these areas, what's your diary alerting you to about which of these you feel more or less comfortable with, which you're trying to avoid, and which you've started to neglect? A third area to have a conversation with your diary about is how you make time for yourself. Have a look back over the time you've blocked out for time off. Do you do this through force of circumstances? Do you keep going until you're so tired you just had to have time to recover? Or are you more systematic in the way you book your time off? I used to have a colleague whose first task when he came back to work from a holiday was to look ahead to block out in his diary his next period of time off. Now, there are doubtless many other interesting areas about which you could have conversations with your diary, and you're probably starting to think about some of them as you listen to this podcast. So what's next? What to do about all this? Well, if you like to process your thoughts internally, why not book some time in your diary with your diary to look back over whatever period will be the most enlightening? And if you like to process your thoughts externally, ask a coach, mentor or trusted colleague to start the conversation for you to look back over your diary entries and for them to ask the question, what's this diary saying about the person who owns it? And remember that for the purpose of this exercise, your diary isn't there to judge you or hold you to account. It's more like a wise friend helping you to get a better understanding of yourself. Because, as we all know, the path to personal progress and greater success often starts with knowing ourselves even just a little bit better. And if you want to explore this further with me, give me a call or email me. Have a word with your diary about a good time to get in touch.